I, of course, did not. So I came here to sunny California. While Eric was in Detroit, he wrote his first book, A Quest for Truth. And he must have been inspired by the heart of that beautiful and complicated and soulful city. While in Detroit, he and the congregation raised funds to build the Detroit Unity Temple, not just the roof. They had to build it all. The largest Unity church at that time. He spoke at Carnegie Hall, and of course he was the first Unity minister to appear on Oprah. Actually, he was a major influence on both Maya Angelou and Oprah as they were spiritually evolving. Oprah was talking about his book, Discover the Power Within You, and she said, "This book changed my perspective on life and religion." You see, Eric Butterworth teaches that God isn't up there. He exists inside each one of us, and it's up to us to seek the divine within. Oprah embraced Eric's teachings, as I do, that Jesus showed us a way to live and love and be, and teaches us divine truths. Following Jesus' life and teachings can help a person discover his or her own divinity. Eric had lots of lessons for us. He wrote this essay called The Truth in a Nutshell. And I love the first paragraph of this essay because he said, "I think of myself basically as a teacher and a counselor. So lessons such as these are not meant to be literary masterpieces. I am not concerned with being lofty and profound, but in dealing with those day-to-day problems for which people are seeking help and healing." Now, Eric was still a lot more articulate than I. That being said, when I have something to write, whether it's for a class or a talk like today, I feel the same way. I'm a teacher. I'm a counselor. You know what I am? My new title? Encourager. We need more encouragers in the world. My goal is to help people with the day-to-day problems and to help the individual find healing and a way to grow spiritually. I don't think of myself as lofty or profound, because that would just be funny. I like simple talks that teach simple truths. And I'm teaching to that one person in the room as God flows through me that gets me and can receive the information. Is that you? In Truth in a Nutshell, Eric wanted you to know some very simple truths. The first truth is the omnipresence of God. God is not up there, out there, as some of us have been taught. I still point upwards. When I talk about God, don't you do that? I point upwards, and then I remember, oh, not up there, and then I point inwards. So it's kind of like a little, oh yeah, this is it. He wanted you to know that wherever you are, God is. Sometimes you might turn away from God. Sometimes I do. But God never, ever turns away from us. You know you've turned away when you start to feel lost or alone. You may say, "God, where are you?" God's there listening. You call to yourself. God's there listening to you call to your own divinity within yourself. Now, if you can center yourself and listen, you might be able to hear God, or the One, or whatever you want to call Universal Spirit, say, "I am right here." This doesn't come from your TV or your stereo speakers, it comes from within. I invite you to get quiet and centered, and you will hear God. The I am from within yourself. I invite you to take stock of yourself and look within. That's called awareness. In the Daily Word, they said, I reflect on the brilliant light of God. Eric says there are no God empty spots in your life. Think of that. No God empty spots. It makes me all warm and fuzzy to think of my life and all the things I have going on. And just today I might have 16 balls that are up in the air. Knowing there are not God empty spots. Seamlessly, effortlessly, God is there. Expressing through all the people, expressing through the natural world, and all the other aspects of life. When we're here at church together on Sundays, some of us are practicing the presence of God. Think about that. Are we practicing the presence of God right now? Okay, don't be asleep. Are we practicing the presence of God right now is the question. Yes, we are. If you accept that being in church and practicing the presence of God in those terms, you're limiting God to only on Sunday, or only when you're praying, or only when you cry out to God. So this description is actually the absence of God. We must take our Sunday service out to Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday needs it the most. I don't know about you guys, but Thursday needs it the most in my life. Even Friday or Saturday. When you work at feeling His presence, you're affirming the absence of God. Why? Because God just is. From Corinthians, that daily word Bible verse, and all of us seeking the glory of the Lord as though reflected in a mirror are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. As we look at ourselves in the mirror, we can see God within. Relax and know that where you are, God is. So I want you to think of a situation that's going on in your life right now. With whoever is whoever it's going on with. Whatever it's going on with. And I want you to see God there. So when you can see that situation in your mind, light it up. Put some light there. Shine your God light into that situation. And God is there. Always, everywhere, in every breath of your day. The daily word said we are living from our divinity. The end of our prayer of protection says that wherever we are, God is, and all is well. That's God. So the second thing Eric wanted you to know from this essay is that every man and woman and child are divine with a capital D. He said that Jesus discovered the divinity of man, and he talks about divine potential. Eckhart Tolle defines divine potential as the power of life itself. We've been talking a lot about the 12 powers, and life is the last of those 12 powers. The apostle is Judas. Life, and Judas led a life. Life is that last power that we have. And it's different from a mental concept of God. So when Eckhart Tolle defines divine potential as the power of life itself, that's different from the concept of God. Even belief in God is only a poor substitute for the living reality of God, manifesting every moment in your life. God is not something we think about. God is something we do. We do God. There's a Bible verse that I love from John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If God is omnipresent, it means that God is everywhere. including all of those people that you might not vibe with. All of those people that you love. God is right there in you and in me. From Eric Butterworth says, he says, Jesus is the way shower, the Savior, in that he has revealed the divine potential of humankind. He showed us what we all can do. He showed us that each of us can go farther, can reach higher, can unfold tremendous potentialities that are within us. And that we can do it because he did it. And we can do it as he did it, if we have the faith that he had. It seems to me that Jesus had a lot of zeal with his faith. He had silent and steady zeal that led him to his divinity. One of my favorite of the 12 powers is zeal. Zeal is what causes us to catch fire and move into action towards our divine potential, allowing our Christ consciousness to shine through us. When you walk through that door, I see that Christ consciousness in all of you shining through. The third concept from the essay, The Truth in a Nutshell, is that there is a creative power within your thoughts. Eric said that mind is the connecting link between humans and God. We must let God be expressed through our thoughts. So often we react to the world around us, to people and to situations. This is our ego. And how our ego perceives it is not God. It's not the truth. I am who I think I am. If I think I am God's hands, legs, mind in the world, I am that I am. Think about that concept for a moment. If I look at myself in the mirror and my thought is, I hate my body, it's so fluffy. The universe says, yes, you're thinking about being fluffy. I will give you more fluffy. There's no secret. This is it. This is the truth as Eric Butterworth taught it. I have a favorite saying, that I am a happy puppy. Have you ever felt like an angry puppy? Or do you know someone who might remind you of an angry puppy? Well, an angry puppy goes into a room of 20 mirrors and sees 20 angry puppies ready to fight with him. But a happy puppy, that happy puppy, goes into that same room and sees 20 happy puppies ready to be friends and play. You see, it's in our minds and it's in our thoughts that we create our world. It's your choice, your power to choose. You can think yourself into whatever you choose. There's a saying I really like from Emmett Fox that says, get busy, change your thoughts, and keep them changed. Keep them changed. Sometimes we work hard to change our thoughts, and we catch ourselves thinking our old thought patterns again and again. No shame, I do it, we all do it. But do you change it back right to your right thinking, or do you let yourself wallow in that old thinking? Maybe the problem is that we work so hard at changing our thoughts. Changing our thoughts should be done easily, willingly, lovingly, with ourselves. Charles Fillmore described denials as sweeping away cobwebs. And when I change my mind, that's what I'm actually doing, is sweeping away the cobwebs that are in my mind, gently with myself. So when you catch yourself thinking of the old thought patterns, change your thoughts and keep them changed, but love yourself while you change. The thoughts you think actually are the key to manifesting the conditions of your life. This is what Eric said to us in the last part of the essay. The thoughts you think are actually the key to manifesting the conditions of your life. He had so many other lessons for us. He has some great teachings on prosperity, creativity, and there's one called the 7 keys to your inner genius. You wish you had those keys, right? I might talk about that next week, I'm just saying. From what I know about Eric Butterworth, you probably are carrying those keys in yourself right now. You just don't know which key opens which lock. I hope today you've learned something about Eric Butterworth from this essay and you want to know more. I highly recommend truthunity.net. And we have several books that are out in the library, and you can always find them on Amazon. I want to leave you with one final Eric Butterworth quote. He says this: remember, what sunshine is to flowers, smiles are to humanity. Namaste.